what I'm getting at as far as Coach is concerned is 20, 30 years from now, where do you see them as a brand? Do you see them making a comeback, or do you think they're going to be another Pelly Pelly? What was the other? MF plus, I think it's MF plus G.
I know what you're talking about.
Evizu.
I would say, I'm not gonna lie, with the way every high brand is going, you know, a lot of inflation and everything, nobody's really gonna be reaching out to the high brands due to the fact of how like the pricing is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can't pay for you, then I would rather go for somebody else. Or even like design wise, if they don't change it up and meet where their new generation is coming, even the next generation after this, then no one's going to be interested in that, because a lot of people are really going for local designers, people who are unknown, people who are underground, because then no one has that. I would rather do that than have a Gucci bag on me and like just be known as the Gucci girl, you know, or the Chanel or whatever. Not like I don't want to walk for you guys. I do. I just
So
slowly fading off the map.
uh, on that aspect, I personally think that their stuff is more of like a collectible item. Things that are more expensive tend to be more of collectibles instead of a daily thing, which is cool. And it's, if it's out of my price range, then it's out of my price range. But speaking on what you were saying, I do have a client, and she's from, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe she said she's from Tasmania.
Ooh.
And what she said was, out there's not a lot of branding. So she said, yeah, brands exist as far as like fashion and clothing and everything. But she said, honestly, out there, a lot of people are local. So there's a lot of local designers. And I've noticed that there's a lot of local designers. I noticed that there's a lot of local tailoring, dressmakers, custom suit makers, but no one really utilizes it, or at least no one that I know, because in order to maintain,
Women's Network.
no, just in order to maintain the shop rent in the city, you have to be profitable.
Right.
So I just don't know these individuals. Don't get me wrong, as far as the dressmakers, everyone's getting married every day. So I understand how they're, doing it the way that they're doing it. But most men that I've met aren't really going to, a tailor for a suit. They're going to Men's Warehouse, K&G.
Another fashion designer.
Well, even Big and Tall. So it's, or Jase Bank. Like, I can go on forever. But I do see that being an outcome within, honestly, the next maybe 5 years.
More local.
More local brands coming back, just like barbershops. Don't get me wrong, there's 1,000,001 chains on even barbershops now, but
I mean, because it's really where everyone's going, and it's kind of what I've noticed too. Like, most of the brands and stuff like that, unless you're already there, you're not really getting touched. But the locals are really getting everything that they can, and that's what I'm saying I like about Chicago. You really go for the underground, the local people, to really push yourself or even get quality, affordable things, and even creative aspects, different creative minds. I would say I would go more on that end where I'm at now. Hopefully in the future, maybe one day, I can work with Gucci, Chanel, all those other people.
that's what I was going to ask you.
Who
Would you, so as we all know, Pharrell recently collabed with LV, and Tyler has also got a collaboration, or I think he had his collaboration and it sold out. So my questions are, who would you want to collab with? Who would you want to walk for?
I would want to
And when I say collab, I mean you're over the show and you can put it together, or, you know, you can design a line, or
I mean, of course, I would love to do work with Rihanna. You know, I feel like she's a very versatile girl. You know what I'm saying? She's doing makeup, fashion, lingerie, and then she's trying to get into something else now. You know, so I just like the fact that she's willing to take on a lot. You know what I'm saying? And also be creative in her work and whatever that is. It doesn't matter. She doesn't stop at one point. So that means that her creativity doesn't stop. So in the way she constructs her stuff, even her stores are really nice. Even though she's expensive, she's an expensive girl. You know what I'm saying? She's her work is really nice and it's quality. I would say, matter of fact, scratch that. I would want to walk for her. I would love to collab with Tiana Taylor. Like, she is everything, every outfit, hers. Oh my gosh, it's just like she's the love of my life. You know, no homo, but like she's just really that girl. And I feel like either her and if I had to be styled one day, Zendaya's stylist, he's really good with his work. Of course, I want it to be tailored to me and not to the Zendaya style, but yeah, those two, those three, Rihanna, Tiana Taylor, she's all the way at the top, and Zendaya's stylist.
I'm pretty sure this is the answer then. If you could pick something off of a runway, it would be something from Zendaya's stylist.
No, it
No?
would be something from Tiana.
Oh,
Tiana,
okay.
she got it.
Right.
Yeah, no, I feel like a lot of people compare my confidence and shape to her. Even besides that, like her the Oscars, the one I showed you, the red.
I remember that whole yeah.
Oh, that was so beautiful. I would have worn that every day, or even like if I was in Pirates of the Caribbean, yeah, you could have put me in that. I love her work. So yeah, anything she's worn, she inspires me.
Okay, so that answers another question I had, was who inspires you, or as someone who models, who does inspire you, or what keeps you going in this industry, especially with, don't get me wrong, it's not as strict as it used to be, but
it kind of is.
Okay,
not as much, but it is kind of.
Even though you're not 5'11", you could still walk depending on how much pull you had.
Yeah.
So that's, because you meet the body, the mannequin requirements, like you meet the walk requirements, you meet a bunch of other requirements, but one thing that does stop a lot of people, well, at least from what I remember, is the height.
Yeah.
So then they go on to do other things like, posing in magazines, hand modeling, commercials. So what inspires you, or what keeps you going to walk?
Not to sound vain or anything, I really did build my character on like kind of my own self-confidence, like really praying and putting my soul into that. And I would say right now it really inspired myself. I would go for someone else like Naomi or, any other top one, but I really think that I've come far to the basic to now. And even then, I'm still going. I don't know where I'm going to end. But, yeah, I would say me. Because everybody has their people who do inspire them when it comes to walking. But I don't really think of them as that. I more see like, I want to be above you. I want to be better than you. I want to be not because you inspired me, but because I did that. And with that, I don't look at any other model as an inspiration when it comes to that. I look at myself.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's not something that you hear every day.
I mean, yeah, if you don't inspire yourself, if you don't push for it, if you don't work hard for it, if you don't look at your daily past and see that all the hard work and sweat and crying and tears and self-doubt and all of that, if you don't see that as an inspiration to see that you've come this far, then, I mean, peeps to you, but I've been through a lot, and I'm short, so I, I already know that it's going to be a little tough for me because a lot of designers do require a certain height, and I do not want to settle just because I'm short.
I'm pretty sure one thing that everybody's wondering is what is Taylor's diet? Because everyone's going to want to know what you choose, what your diet is, how you stay in your physique. And, also you mentioned Fenty earlier. So what, makeup brands or lines do you use?
So I would say for my diet, I've kind of been a little bad because I don't eat a lot. I really should, but I probably only weigh 101 pounds right now. But I still look good.
At what, 5'3"?
5'3". Yeah. So, but I'm usually never really too far. Like it's either 105 or 101, or you know what I'm saying. Oh, I was almost close to 99 pounds. That was scary. Okay, so I was just like, oh my gosh, this has been a minute. But when I do eat, I really do try to eat healthy, not only for my skin and stuff. So I don't eat a lot of sugar. I don't eat cake. You know what I'm saying? I like sour candy anyway, and don't get me. I don't like cake, so you know what I'm saying.
I like cake. I'm not gonna,
Yeah,
if you don't like it,
some people
it's
be
more
like,
for me.
People like, oh my God, she did not. I don't like her, but no, I've never eaten it, not even for a birthday. So yeah, I only eat like once a day, probably, like, which is unfortunate because that's not something I should be doing. I should be eating twice a day, and I like to cook from scratch. So I love cooking. That's another thing. Like I said, I'm an artist, so I like to cook everything from scratch. Doesn't matter if it's cornbread. Doesn't matter if it's chicken. I love soul food. I love seafood. Oh my gosh, I love me some crab legs. A seafood boil. But yeah, that's usually either soul food, seafood boil, or I like to cook something extravagant. Some lobster tails, some steak with mashed potatoes, mushroom sauce, and Hawaiian sauce. Oh God! But I just work out a lot.
Yeah.
Also, you really do have to keep yourself in physique. You can be whatever you want to that makes you confident, but if you want to be able to fit something that you might think that is like, oh, so beautiful, but it's not my size, then you really got to work for it, Or they can tailor it to you, but sometimes designers don't want to do that. They don't want to tailor it to anybody. They just want it to fit. So
I understand.
yeah, but with that, I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm not gonna lie. I do have a few foundation Fenty, blush Fenty. But I don't really go off brand when it comes to that. I do try new things, so I can't really give like a straight answer to like be strong about because I'm still testing the waters.
You just met someone, someone who's just getting into makeup, and they're your complexion. Where would you take them to? Like, what would you introduce them to? Because I have a bunch of sisters. I've got a bunch of, family members, and every time they get into, makeup, they don't understand a little goes a long way. So, yeah. I mean, so what are when I say brands, I'm saying, something that they can just easily relate to. And then from there, what would you, introduce them to? Some type of blush, foundation, mascara, eyeshadow, lipstick.
Like the store or just like the brand?
The store, the brand, and what you feel is not necessarily necessary, but like these are your go-to if you don't have a $700 set full of makeup.
Right. I would say I used to be a Walgreens girl. I used to shop there, or go to a little Target or something and get those type of brands that they have there. They have some nice ones, and they're not bad. They can fit anybody with a nice little budget. But because I'm a little bougie, I do go to Ultra, and
I said Luna.
Yeah, it's okay. Not a lot of people know anything, so it's okay. But I would say I would go there just for foundation. Ultra is like foundation or like concealer and a nice little blush. That's it. You don't need anything else from there because you're gonna go broke. But if you go to like a nice little Walgreens or something, you can find really sustainable makeup wear. And also, I am trying to switch from Ultra and Walgreens and possibly move to like some out of state, like in Japan. I want some of their products and see
Okay.
what they have because theirs are very lightweight and not too heavy on the skin and better for the skin. I'm not gonna lie, also. So I am trying to do research on that, but for right now, Ultra and Walgreens.
Okay. Well, I guess
And Fenty.
my Infinity.
Yeah, Fenty. Yeah.
Well, my last question is if you could give advice to
Mhm.
anyone trying to just find their way at this industry of fashion design in the city, what would you give them? Like, should they just try and network on their own? Should they just go to shows and network? Should they pay the price to be a part of a what's it called?
I know what you're talking about. A big show or like a
No, no, no.
group.
Yeah, it's like a group where it's like, oh yeah, you pay us this amount of money, we'll put you in these shows and we'll manage you. I forgot what an agency.
Mm. Um, I would say if you're going to do an agency, just make sure you look at your contract. Make sure you look at everything. Make sure that that's the right people you want to go with. You can sign up with a mother agency and then a smaller agency after that and continue with that. But really know, is this the person you want to walk for? Is this the person that will get you to where you want to get? Because even if you might be signed with an agency, they might not even put you on the runway. They might just put you in a commercial or like any of that because they think that that would be better suited for you. And that's kind of why I haven't did an agency because I know because I'm short, they're going to push me for commercial more than runway, which is what I love.
Hmm.
And like I said, designers want tall girls, and that's not what I am, but I can walk like a tall girl. But that's the thing. Whether or not the designers I want to walk for want me, I know where I want to go, and that's what you need to never forget is who you are, what you worked for, where you want to go, and push for it. And sometimes you have to do it alone, sometimes you have to do it with people, but just know again who you are. And love that rather than change it for someone or some image or some company or how the standards of this world works. God created you how you are, and you are exceptionally beautiful. And that's what they love. You being confident in whatever you have. I have no eyebrows, people. No eyebrows. But did I let the people back then that say, oh, yeah, you have no eyebrows or why are your lips like that stop me from being the most beautiful person I know? No. Because it's not up to them.
That's a very touching statement that I'm pretty sure certain people need to hear.
Of course. You're welcome. Just playing.
Well, what does Taylor have set out for her
Really?
moving forward? Like what outside of moving to Japan, what does she have set out? Are there any local shows or anything that you'll be in before you leave that,
Um,
someone could possibly come see you in?
yes. I am walking for a show called Bloom. It is coming out this August. Very beautiful show. Kind of like you walking into Garden of Eve or conservatory. And you're just enhanced with flowers and all of that. It's one of the shows. It'll be happening August 24th. I'm hoping to walk for another show, Rich Taste, Poor People. And maybe, hopefully, surround sound, hopefully. But yeah,
Okay.
and that was right on time.